push off anyway. That really gave me more fire to the fuel when she said that, because I was like, shit, now I got to make it look like I'm just a big boss. Now I got to walk off, even if I ain't even had much to do for real. Nike ended up getting her number. Man, we talking to the girl on the phone. Man, the girl done went to sending us naked pictures. She went to, you know what I'm saying, talk about she'll let us clap her cheeks, all kind of stuff, bro. And it's so crazy because she wasn't even saying nothing like, on nothing about no money, like paying me or nothing. I think she was just hot and ass. I think she just one of them women that, I think she was just one of them people that she just had a fetish for inmates. And, you know, sometimes you do things that you know you're not supposed to do for the thrill. For the thrill, I think with her, she was one of them type people. Like, I honestly think she just had a fetish for letting inmates clap her cheeks. You know what I'm saying? So now we talking to Miss Zink every day. We done had her bringing us some food. We done both had private sessions with her on the video chat, one at a time in the room, nigga, one at a time. You know what I'm saying? And bro, it really reached the point one day where she was like, I'm trying to let y'all smack cheeks, for real. Like, all jokes aside. But she had some type of fetish where, number one, we're already in prison. But number two, she wanted it done at the same time. She told me, you know, she wanted me to be, you know, in the area where the sun don't shine. And then she told Brody she wanted him to be, you know, in the front area. But he was like, he don't care. But I told her straight up, like, I'm not with no shit like that. I don't do stuff like that. So we agreed to do it one at a time, though. What that boy Cat Williams said, one at a time, player, one at a time. And we set it up one day, bro. Early, super early in the morning. Me and Nike was up, damn near I ain't even go to sleep for real. And we sitting here talking about it. We're like, shit, who gonna go first? I'm like, shit, bro, let me go first. Let me do my thug first. He like, I don't even give a damn, boy. It been like 7 years for me, boy. I don't even give a damn. I'm finna go crazy. He was like, matter of fact, soon the doors pop, I'm about to run straight to the shower, take me a little quick shower real quick. He was like, boy, I've been goddamn anticipating this, boy. You know, nigga, body started sweating. I said, nigga, I ain't never been anticipating clapping no cheeks to the point my damn body started sweating. Nigga, if you just a sweaty nigga, you know what I'm saying? You just sweat. And then I slick thought the nigga be peeing on himself. Cause I be smelling pee sometimes. Then when I smell it, he'll jump up and run straight to the shower soon the doors pop. This ain't nothing new. This is something he be doing. You know what I'm saying? So I go down there, the other officers still in there. You know what I'm saying? They getting ready to do the shift change. They just gotta they gotta report to her what happened on this shift before she came in. Like she's relieving her, you know what I'm saying? She keep looking up at me, smiling though. So the other girl finally leave. When the girl finally leave, I go to the flap. I say, hey, you know something I just noticed? She was like, what? I said, man, you still ain't gave me my damn jacket back. I just thought about that. As long as you done had my damn jacket, it's been quite a long time. So she started laughing. She told me, nah, that jacket mine, huh? She was like, but shit, y'all ready? I said, yeah, hell yeah. I said, bro, just went and hit the shower real quick. I was like, shit, but I'm on point, though. I'm ready. She was like, all right, bet. She was like, I'm probably going to slide up there right before I call y'all. And then, you feel me? If we still got enough time, I'll do the other one right when they leave out. Or shit, you know you've been locked up for a minute, so it might not even take that long. Just tell Nike, just post up outside the door. Shit, you might only be in there about 30 seconds, and then you know what I'm saying. So I'm like, all right, say less. I don't give a damn how we gonna do it. You know what I'm saying? Let's just do it. Let's get it done. Now, I was pretty excited myself, you know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna cap. Nobody was out there, so I went walking back upstairs to the room. Now, I was priming up. You know, you got to prime up to make sure, you know, you under control. And she came out that side and I seen her coming up them steps. And when she was coming up them steps, I started getting pretty excited. I went from this to this within a matter of seconds. She came, got a little closer. I pushed the door open real slowly. She stepped in the room. Instantly, as soon as she stepped in the room, she went to messing with her belt. You got to watch part 2 to see what happened next.
Yeah, I like this one. Yeah. What the feezy? 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 What the feezy?
Went from this to this within a matter of seconds. If y'all get what I'm saying. I'm not going to say the actual words, but y'all ain't slow, so y'all should get it. I watched her come out the salad poke, you know what I'm saying? She came up the steps. My heart started beating a little bit. I said, yeah, but damn, that don't even feel real. As she approached closer, I pushed the door open. She stepped in. As soon as she stepped in, I pulled the door back up. She instantly went to messing with her belt. When she walked past me, you know, I smelled a little whiff. You know what I'm saying? And it kind of smelled like a tad bit of must mixed with probably like a little small piece of a sardine or something. You know what I'm saying? But I ain't tripped. Because I said, you know, sometimes women, you know, they have cycles and stuff, and you know, I mean, I don't know what y'all do with y'all private areas, but sometimes, you know, you might smell a little whiff every blue moon, you know what I mean? So I said, you know, I ain't gonna hold it against her. I ain't gonna trip or nothing. So I had this sheet set up. I had one end of the corner of a sheet tied to the top of the vent, and I had the other end tied to the, we had a toothbrush, the other end of the sheet, the other end of the string is like this, so it's tied. So it's like when I stick it in the hole in the box, it makes it hard and stiff so I can hang something over it. So when it did that, I threw a blanket over that. So, you know, just can't nobody see no silhouettes or nothing. But I had already hit the light in the room anyway, you know what I'm saying? But you can still, it's still a little light from the window in the thing. So, you know, she go to messing around with her belt or whatever. So at this point, I done full-fledged whipped out. And I'm just like this, you know what I'm saying? Just trying to stay afloat. Because, you know, when you got a intrusive, you know, your mind be thinking of some intrusive craziness, you know, you can go from here, real fast. So when she comes, you know, finally get the belt thing figured out, and that first layer go down, you know, that little slight little whiff of twang that I smelled had severely increased. It wasn't no little whiff no more. It was, you know, it was, shit got a little hectic. You know, but I'm like, shit, I'm locked up. You know what I'm saying? Then, you know, clearly she was wearing like a G-string or something because she reaches, and you know, that thing was kind of fat back there, you know what I'm saying? So it can hold, you know, some, you know, when I see her reach back, now she's leaning forward on the bed, like she's getting her knees and stuff positioned. She had to get her pants right. When I see her reach back and like stick her hand kind of like in between it to pull the garment to the side, when I say that, whiff had increased to his maximum potential. I immediately went from this to this in a matter of seconds. And it kind of shriveled a little bit. So I'm like, damn, I can't go out bad, but why would you even come in here smelling like this, folk, when you know what you had planned today? So it makes me think, you know, she's probably just kind of a nasty woman, and she loves prison niggas for some reason, and most niggas who be in prison probably, you know what I'm saying, just don't even give a damn for real because niggas locked up. Some of these niggas probably ain't never getting out, you know what I'm saying? Some of these niggas be thirsty or whatever the case. So whether I take a shower or not. If I try to give it to one of these inmates, they gonna take it. You know what I'm saying? So she like, go ahead, Bill, what you doing? You gotta get right. So I'm like, shit, yeah, hold on real quick. She like, damn, you just was right. I was like, just be quiet. You gonna throw me off. So I commenced to, you know, sometimes you have to, you know, you gotta psych yourself out. So sometimes, you know, you might gotta let these, you know, kind of get in there first, and you feel what you're dealing with, and then you know, you could bounce back, you know what I'm saying? So, bruh, when I go down there to do this, like I say, it's light in here, so I can, like, see, but it's kind of dark in here at the same time. So when I, you know, go like this, you know, it's Aquafina immediately. So I'm like, okay. But the more, you know, you do this, and with my other hand, I'm like trying to get back, you know, right? But the more you do this, you know, just stirring your hands up in the Aquafina, and I'm just wording this way, you know, just for the policies of this platform. And, you know, you doing like this in the Aquafina, the more you stirring it up, it smells like 2 packs of tuna mixed with half a bottle of mustard, mayonnaise, 2 uncooked tilapias, and maybe a seafood boil. You know, the more the Aquafina, it just smell like, it's like just whipping it up and holding it right up under my nose. I came up out of the Aquafina, you know, I kind of rubbed downwards. You know what I'm saying? Just to,
Eyes tired,
there's a thing
Chad.
attached to the
Eyes
Aquafina
tired.
jug, and it's kind of small, but that small thing, it's a lot of sensation. You know what I'm saying? So when I do that, maybe when I did one good slide and pulled it back, she hit my hand back and was like, what you doing? Go ahead, boy. Bruh, when I did that one good slide, bruh, it felt like some clustered together bumps
What?
that had kind of hardened a little bit.
What the hell?
And I'm like, whoa, 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 whoa. That is not, absolutely not supposed to feel that way. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, just to make sure I ain't tweaking, I just try to do it again. Damn, that scared me. I'm like, damn, I hope the bump juice ain't get on my finger. Then my fucking finger's gonna look like Star Crunches on it or something. But I do it again, and she do the same thing. She was like, boy, what is you doing? You know what I'm saying? And I confirmed it with the second. I was like, oh, hell no. But and you know, it didn't feel like no little bitty small cluster. I mean, it wasn't huge, but it was damn big enough for the tip of my fingers to touch it and say, damn, this feel like some clustered up bumps or something.
Ew. Ew, bro.
So instantly, I pulled mine up. I'm like, I just can't get right. Hold on, I'm going to have to goddamn go in after Nike. Hold on. So I just shoot straight to the door. He's standing at the door with all his shower stuff. So I slide straight out the door. I said, AG, she got down. That shit stank like a motherfucker. And I think it feel like some thick ass bumps on her shit, G. I don't know. He said, was it hitting though? Was it hitting?
Nah, hell no.
I didn't hit it. Nigga, did you not hear what I just said? Man, you tripping, homie. Watch out. So he slid in there and closed the door. So now I'm standing out there. Then I walk downstairs. You know,
Hell
like,
nah.
making sure ain't nobody coming or whatever. Man, once I made it to the window down there, I say probably maybe 1 minute, maybe 1 minute went by, and she was coming walking out my room, looking stupid and suspicious, walking out the room. When she get down there, I tell her, I'm like, hey, get right, man, go in the bathroom, tighten up. On the right side of her black uniform shirt, it's literally a stain there. Let's just say Nike must left a stain there, and like the back side part of her shirt wasn't
Did I
all the way tucked
lose?
in.
Where the fuck
So
did
she
my
was like,
book
all
bag
right.
go?
So she shooting the bathroom. So she come back out. I was still standing down there. She was like, boy, you scary. She said, Nike though? Oh, I'll fuck with him. I might I might got to run that back. So I told her, I was like, nah, hell nah, man, I don't know. Maybe I was a little nervous. I just couldn't get right. She was like, but you was right at first. I said, yeah, I know. I don't know, but that shit got down. I don't know. It just kind of went away a little bit. She was like, yeah, I know how it be when you locked up. You ain't had nothing in so long. I was like, hell yeah, but we going to run it back one day, though. She was like, all right, bet. I shoot back upstairs. I knock on the door. He like, yo. I'm like, you good, G? He like, yeah, come on. So I step in the room. I'm talking about, bruh. Now
Probably
it
dank
smell
as
like
hell in there.
the concoction of all the different foods. It smell like that shit just been like niggas had a food fight with the sardines and the you know what I'm saying. Then it smelled like a little, you know, nut must too. You know what I'm saying. So I'm just like, bro, open that back window, bro. Turn these fans on. I pushed the door wide open, went to wiping the walls down and everything. So he like, bro, when I say that shit, bro, I probably lasted like 30 seconds, no cap. I'm just looking at the nigga, how dumb he looked. I said, bro, you didn't hear what I told you that I felt? He said, man, what you trying to say? I said, nigga, it felt like some clustered up bumps on there, bro. That shit, that ain't right, bro. I said, that's probably why it smell like that. I said, you still here? He said, hell yeah. I said, she gave you a condom? He said, hell no, nigga, we ain't said nothing about no condom. He said, hey, get what, G? I'm gonna keep it real, though. I said, what's up? He said, bro, I think I got down, shot off in her just a little bit. Cause by the time I got down, came out, I was already kind of feeling it. I said, yeah, nigga, you got that shit on her coat. I mean, her shirt. He said, you lying. I said, on God, I just pointed it out to her when she walked out the room. He was like, that crazy. He was like, well, I just went dumb on that little shit. So
That's disgusting.
I'm like, nah. He like, you ain't gonna try to double back on us? I was like, hey,
Hell nah.
I'm straight on that. You know what I'm saying? She didn't really know that I was acting funny until later that night when she got off work. And then she called and he was just kicking it. You know what I'm saying? Every time she tried to kick it or involve me in it, I just act like I'm too busy, or I had Nike tell her, nah, bro, on the phone. But all these other times, I wasn't never acting like that. I was interacting. I was talking to her. I was kicking it with her. So she like, nah, that nigga acting funny. I think she about know what it is, but, bro, that shit reached the point after, like, I think that second day, bro, she had stopped, like, talking to me altogether. I mean, she'd still speak here and there. But far as, like, if she called,
Cause she
if I don't
knew.
say nothing, she ain't saying nothing.
She
When
knew.
we go out to chow or something, if I walk past her, she
There
won't
ain't no
say
way
nothing.
you
She
don't
just
know
start
your
talking to
pussy
Nike,
stink
bro.
like that.
So Nike talking about this is girl now, blah, 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 whatever. So now I'm telling him, like, I'll back you on anything financially, anything when we trying to get a package in or something. But as far as messing around with her, I was like, bro, that turned me off too much, bro. I'd rather go to the hub, bro. You know what I mean? That third day she worked, Nike
Oh, I know he talking about the
he
hub.
did it again, bro. He had told me, you feel me, in the morning, just step out, whatever the case is. So I did. I went and got in the shower this time. You know what I mean? Came back, room still smelled the same, bro. I'm talking about that shit would make you gag, bro. It would make you
Ew,
gag.
bro.
I think this probably the fourth or the fifth day after
Let me roll, man. This shit pissed
that,
me off.
you know, the initial time where she came to let us clap cheeks. And it's probably like 2 o'clock in the morning, bro. I had just put my phone up. You know what I'm saying? I was tired as hell. Just had put the phone up, laid down, turned my fan on, blowing it on me, getting ready to take my ass to sleep, kind of dozing off. But next thing you know, I hear screams so loud. Only thing I could think of, nigga done ran in my room and buzzed Nike with the candy bar some type of way. The only reason I ain't hear it because I got this fan blowing all in my face.
Nah, that nigga pee and
Now
shit
jump
burn.
up real fast, grab the candy bar from the side of my bed, look up, kind of getting ready to jump off the bunk, but there was only one person standing there, Nike. His back was to me. He was like facing the locker boxes. And this man was screaming at the top of his lungs. I said, fuck, what the fuck wrong with you, G? And when I looked down, I kind of had to look away real quick because the nigga, I mean, he had shorts on, but he had his left hand inside the shorts. And, you know, it was kind of pulled down. You could tell if you keep looking, you know what I mean?
He's
You might
looking at
see something you don't
shit.
want to see. So I was like, G, what the hell wrong with you? What
That
you
boy
got going on,
bumped
fuck?
up.
And he went to walking over to the toilet like this. He was like, fuck. He said, goddamn, my dick burning like a motherfucker. Boy, this shit so hot, boy. I say, nigga, that's probably from you drinking all them pops. Nigga, you got to start drinking some water. I say, listen, this is all you got to do, bro. Let a few little drips come out, and then it, you know what I'm saying, probably go back to normal or whatever. So he tried it again. As soon as he tried it, that nigga screamed again. He said, bro, I can't do this shit, bro. He said, and this goddamn look like some, yellow, clearish, yellowish tinted type shit coming out my dick, bro. I say, no. He say, yeah.
No.
I say, nigga, you got an STD, nigga. I say, baby, oh girl, goddamn, yeah. But this man at this toilet, no cap, probably for about an hour. Trying to pee, probably for about an hour. I said, folks, we got a long time for that dope pop. You might need, feel me? He like, bro, I can't do this shit, bro. I can't do this. So he just stood up by the door. I'm talking to him. The nigga ignoring me now. I guess he got attitude. You feel me? So he's standing here at the door, probably for like the next 20 minutes with his hand in his pants, like squeezing it. I guess when you squeeze it, shit, you don't feel it until you let it go or something. I don't know.
That's crazy.
And, the officer came around to do rounds. He went to hitting the glass. The dude stopped, asked him what's up. He was like, bro, I got a medical emergency. I gotta go to medical, bro. I gotta go to medical. So the officer was like, what's going on, man? And this nigga gonna say, man, my dick melting off. My dick melting off. This bitch on fire, bro. I gotta get to medical immediately. So he
Why is my
the officer told him wait till he finished his rounds. You could hear him calling medical on the radio. So he walked, finished his rounds, whatever. He finally come out and take, bro. Keep in mind, it's so damn cold. That nigga left out with some shower shoes, some gray shorts, and a t-shirt on. I guess that motherfucker was so hot. That nigga said, I need to get out here in the cold and let it try to cool off a little bit or something. So you see the officer walking down there, the officer talking to him, asking, but the officer smiling and grinning. He thinks shit funny or whatever. I'm standing up there at the glass at the window. So when he get down there in the salad pole, you hear the nigga scream again from the salad pole. I guess he tried to piss again, considering how cold it was outside, and that didn't work. So then you eventually see them walking him up there to medical. I go hop back in the bed. I lay my head down. I say, shit, really, it is what it is. That nigga be back in here to tell me what happened. And I went back to sleep. I don't really know exactly what was said or, you know, how things came about or whatever. But all I do know is I woke up to the door open and probably like maybe 4 something that morning. When I went outside and looked at the clock, it was around about 4-ish. And there was 2 officers coming in there, packing up all Nike stuff. They took all his stuff out. They made me get down. They searched me. They asking me questions. I'm like, what the hell going on? They asking me questions about what officer been, you know what I'm saying? Because that boy got burnt. He got an STD. And, you know what I'm saying? He got burnt or whatever. Then the other girl gonna try to be funny talking about some, or shit, y'all sure he ain't get it from one of these other inmates? And then the lady said, nah, I guess however he got it or whatever the test was they did, I don't know. Like, they know this nigga ain't on no funny business. He came from a woman or whatever. But she was like, he got some type of STD, but they know it came from one of the female officers. Thank goodness them cameras in that dorm ain't work for real, you know what I'm saying? You know, I don't know nothing about nothing. So they searched the room looking for anything they could find. They didn't find nothing. They left, went on about their business. Ms. Zink came back trying to play so stupid, acting like she mad, talking about, oh, that motherfucker, oh, I guess he was fucking with another bitch. I need to go get checked out now because ain't no way he was fucking with her. I'm sitting here looking at her like, that's them damn clusters I felt.
Yeah.
But guess what? That nigga, they ended up sending Nike to the TIR program and made him stay back there for 9 months. Then they transferred him to another prison. There's something I came to conclusion with, though. That nigga was peeing on himself. That's when I used to be smelling pee. I knew I wasn't tripping. Because listen, if you get burnt or something like that, nigga, you ain't feeling it till you start trying to pee. When that nigga started screaming and I jumped up and looked, he was standing right here by the locker boxes. Why the hell was you right there trying to pee? That means your ass was peeing in the bed in your sleep probably, and you felt it woke you up because it was so hot that you jumped up to make sure you ain't tripping and then try to do it again. He probably wasn't just going to pee like a big puddle. He probably was just going to shoot a little bit on the thigh, like a little drip out, let it drip out a little bit just to see if he tripping or not. But nigga, how the hell you know you was burning and you laying in the bed? Why you wasn't standing by the toilet to begin with? So all those times I was smelling that pee, and when they moved that nigga out of my room, I wasn't never smelling pee no more. So that's the story, bro, when Miss Zink burnt my roommate. Do the right thing.
Fuck that.
Make money, not it. What up, though, y'all? It's your boy Bill. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. If you're new here and you don't really know what I be having
These
going
stories
on, I
be
tell stories
interesting,
about
bruh.
the prison, about how bad it is, how dangerous it can get. and just about the street life in general with hopes of motivating somebody to make better decisions, to change their mind about committing crime and just live a good lifestyle. Whatever it is you want to accomplish or achieve in life, you can do it the legit way. You don't have
Free
to
my
break the
brother,
law
bro.
and
Free
end
my
up going
bro.
to prison, because you could go to prison and never make it out. Do the right thing. I've been telling y'all for 2 years, stay out the streets, that's weak. Oh, you gang, make a mistake, them gon' whoop your feet. Sound too goofy to me.
He sound
When
like
I'm
dog
tired,
too.
you gotta leave, nobody around when I catch Z's. I had a dream, the person I love the most killed me in my sleep. Yeah. If you have not received a copy of my book, go ahead and snatch you one off the website, billfzy.org. I did it, so you don't have to. The Bill
This
Feezy
would be
story.
probably
This
the
is my
last.
mugshot
Oh, my
going
boy
in at the
did
age of
have.
19.
My
This
boy
is me
did
coming
have
out at
hair.
28. And it basically just shows how I went from working at a nursing home to spending the next 9 years of my life in some of Georgia's most dangerous prisons. So one day I'm in there chilling
nursing
in the room,
home?
me and Dirt. We in there just chopping it up. We listening to music, just kicking it, smoking the Chris Brown CD. Knock at the door. I'm like, yo, he like, BJ. For those of you who don't know, BJ is actually my real cousin. He come in the room. Now he had kind of fell back from me for quite some time because of a joke. It was a joke, but it was true at the same time that I made, and I guess he just didn't like that I remembered the joke. So he kind of fell back from me for quite some time, but you know, every here and there, he'll come around when he wants something. You know how them damn cousins do. So he come in there talking about some Chris Brown CD. I just gave him 2 Chris Browns on the strength, and then right when I gave it to him, they started calling chow. So today was chicken on the bone day. Everybody
Chicken on
going
the
to chow.
bone.
Even the times when I don't go to chow on chicken on the bone day, if I don't go, I'm finna buy at least 3-4 from people, because you only get it once a month. And you know, most of the prison food is disgusting. You got chicken on the bone day once a month. You got hamburger and hot dog day that's like once a month, but sometimes it might come around twice a month. And I'm not sure if I could really remember nothing else. That was just, I mean, in the mornings they might have had sausage Lincoln pancake day, but that's very rare. You know what I'm saying? So we leave out to go to chow. Now I see Miss B up there arguing with somebody. Now Miss B, let me tell y'all something. She's a very large woman. She's very tall. She's very tall. She's very heavy set. But Miss B is a dangerous person to be arguing with, bro. That lady is gangster for real. Like when I say gangster, me and Miss B eventually fell off because there was a misunderstanding. Well, it wasn't a misunderstanding. It was something that she wanted me to do that I didn't want to do. So Miss B put hits on people. That's what she do. She's a mule too. But she only drops when her money run low. She's not like a everyday mule that's just about to be dropping packs off on you every day. She's not doing that. But when her pockets get kind of funny, she gonna drop. Or if somebody try her and she want to get they tomato pop, she gonna drop. You know what I'm saying? And you know, I done did a thing or two for Miss B. We you know what I'm saying? Like I done been down bad before and told Miss B like, hey, I'm down bad, but I need you. I'll catch up on the back end. And then something came up, and she like, I need you to do this for me, you feel me? And I went and did it. So as we approaching the gate up there by where they at, you see Miss B up there arguing with somebody. She like, okay, keep with me. Keep with me. Yo, you clearly can't know who I am. You clearly can't know who I am. So the dude that she was arguing with had to be new to the prison because I never seen him before. So, we get all the way up there. BJ is in front of me, a couple blood dudes in front of BJ. So we get to the gate. So I look right at her in her eyes. She do like that. I'm like, what's up? You know what I'm saying? So she arguing with the other dude, telling him to go in his dorm. He on the yard still trying to argue with her. And she said, man, you just don't know, man. You just don't know. He like, man, fuck you. She ain't talking about, you know, all this blah, blah, blah. So as we're approaching the gate, as she's approaching the gate to get ready to come unlock it for us, she's taking her precious time because she's still arguing with dude. So one of the blood dudes that's standing in front of BJ said, man, come on, man, B, man. All that. Nigga trying to go eat, man. So she looked at him, and then she let the lock go because she had the lock in her hand at first. She let the lock go. She said, who the fuck you talking to? He said, come on, man, with all that lame. She was like, oh, no, don't nobody rush me, B. You clearly can't know me. Don't nobody rush me, B. She turned and just went to chilling, looking the other way. Now, you know, I think she was petty, and I think she had a control issue. Because, you know, sometimes it be like that, man. Them officers get in position. Usually they don't got no control at home, or sometimes they could be extremely controlling at home, and then they came to work and they want to still have that same positioning, and they know they could get you in trouble, they could do something to you, whatever the case is. So, I used to be cool with her. Around this time, we were straight, but we wasn't just on best terms. But a lot of people be like that, bro. So the other blood dude like, come on, man, that lame. So she was like, oh, y'all definitely finna wait. I hope they run out of chicken and got to serve y'all some damn meat patties or something. So BJ say, man, fat, stupid, lame, broke, fat. So she like, oh, she say his last name. She said, you don't know me, do you? He said, man, you stupid. Come on, man, we trying to eat, bro. You sit here bullshit. So she glanced at me, then looked back at him. She said, nigga, I'll get your bitch pop, just like I'm finna get that other pop. So he said, man, bitch, I ain't staying you. Ain't fucking with me. You know who I am around here? He just talking. He just running him out. He don't know what's going on. So we get through the gate. So she finally opened the gate. We get through the gate. As we walking by, she looking at him like this. You know what I'm saying? So he like, you looking at her? Knock your fat ass out, stupid ass bitch. So she was like, okay. So she hit me on the shoulder. Right when he said that, right when I was getting ready to walk past her, she hit me on the shoulder. Joe Dirt, double back, he got out the line. He came out the line with me. She was like, who that is? I was like, man, his ass, he just be talking. Just let that shit roll off your shoulder. Maybe you don't even pay him no attention. She said, okay. So we go to chow. We get back in line. We go to chow. So we get into chow. Once we get in there, she come walking all the way up. She got to let us through another gate. She let us through. Then she come in. She said something to the officer that was standing right there at the window, I guess telling her you could go to another post or whatever. I'm going to handle this right here. So Miss B come up there. So she on the real BS. Like one dude tray came out. So it's the baked chicken on the bone. I think like some wannabe collard greens and some squash stuff looking stuff or whatever. So wasn't no collard greens on his tray. So he trying to argue with her. She like, man, go, man. He like, man, they need to put me some more. She like, man, go, man. Like she wasn't
That
like,
boy on the
she wasn't damn.
greens.
Some people got a tiny, small little piece of chicken. They trying to get another one. She's not going for none of that. So BJ finally get up there. BJ get up there. His homeboy working there. I guess he said something to him through the flap or whatever the case. Cause when BJ tray come out, he got 2 pieces of chicken on his tray. So he tried to walk off real quick. So she like, inmate, come here. Come here, inmate. So he like, what's up? He still walking. She like, come here. But you see him pull a chip bag out his pocket. He trying to hurry up and pull out a chip bag. So he make his way all the way to the table. So he pulled a chip bag out. He pushed one in there. But she can't just walk away because this line's still rolling. So she tell the folks in the window, she put her head down there. She hit the thing. She said, shut it down. Shut it down. Hold on. So the people on the inside, they closed the flap all the way down. So ain't nobody else getting no tray out the window right now. BJ had already put the chicken in his pocket. So she went over there. She was like, where is that? Where is that? He was like, what, where that? She was like, you had 2 pieces of chicken. You only get 1. You know how it go. So he said, no, I know. She said, man, everybody got to eat, man. We ain't finna be doing that. Then somebody come up short. Miss B really don't give a damn about that. She was just being petty because he just cussed her out in the line. Damn, is that a gray hair? Oh, no. She was just being petty because somebody just cussed her out. BJ just cussed her out in the line. She don't give a damn about no nigga getting no extra piece of chicken, bro. This lady put hits on people and drop packs. She don't give a damn about no extra chicken, but she just being petty. She really trying to provoke BJ. So she was like, man, come on with the chicken, man. So he was like, we ain't doing all that. So she grabbed his tray. He tried to reach for it. She snatched it real quick, walked straight over there to the flap, dumped the whole tray in the flap, and was like, go ahead on, man. Go on, get up out of here. So he like, man, you stupid, it's lame, it's fat, it's stupid, it's bitch. You just mad because you big as stupid, it's dumb. I'll beat the shit out your stupid. So she ran up on him. She like, what's up? What's up, inmate? Man, the lady put her forehead on this man's forehead. She was gangster for real. She was like, what's up, inmate? Do something, inmate. I'll beat the shit out you. Do something, inmate. Do something, inmate. So a sergeant walked in. Miss B had backed up. So he was like, what the hell going on? So he walked over here. She said, the inmate trying to do her. He said, man, Saul, she just threw my tray away, bro. I ain't even eat, bro. So Miss B was like, man, get out the chow hall, bro. So he was like, man, I ain't going nowhere. I'm finna eat, bro. So he was like, the sergeant instantly, he didn't even ask BJ, like, investigate. He was just like, man, go on, get up out of here, man. He was like, man, I ain't eat, Saul. He was like, go on, get up out of here, man. She said you ate whatever. He said, man, that's lying, bro. I ain't even eat. So he was like, man, you finna get up out of here so we can finish running these trays or what? And then Miss B was like, search him, Sarge. Search him. That nigga got some chicken on him somewhere, because I saw 2 pieces. He ain't eat that piece that fast. Sarge told him, turn around, put his hands on the table. He turned around, put his hands on the table, pulled the bag with the chicken straight out BJ pocket, walked straight over there to the flat, threw it away, told BJ, get out the chow hall. Now, bro, yes, Miss B was being petty. That was very petty of her. But, bruh, in a situation like that, where you know you're wrong, you know you just doo-wopped, and you know you just cussed this lady out, when she came up to you, well, when she called you and was like, come here, bruh, all you had to do was go, bruh. I know your partner trying to give you 2 pieces of chicken, but nigga, clearly it ain't working. She don't want you to have a second chicken. She's the officer, bro. Just give it to her, throw it away, whatever. Go sit down and eat your 1 chicken. So now you being goofy, you not even eating today. Simply because you being goofy, now you don't even get no chicken today. So as he walking out chow hall, man, he cussing, he spazzing, he saying all kind of stuff. He telling me he'll spit in her face, talking about he hope her mama die. Like, bro, he was just saying some crazy things. And I was just like, what's wrong with BJ? And it's so funny because the blood dudes that he kicking with, bro, nobody was telling him like, bro, chill out, bro, you tripping. It ain't even that deep. You know what I'm saying? It's like, people like stupidity, you know what I'm saying? Nobody's telling him like, gee, you tripping, bro. It ain't even that deep. Yo, ass tweaking out, you know what I'm saying? Okay, you gonna spit in my face? Okay, I got something for you. The trays was all done running. We had to be the last dorm or something because there wasn't nobody else coming through the opposite door. So when everybody getting up leaving, me and Dirt, we had to collect our chicken. That's another way I told you I know she was being petty. But this lady done watched me get up and go grab about 3-4 pieces of chicken from different people, putting it inside of a big chip bag and stuck it in my pocket. She ain't say not 2 words to me about that. So when we walking out, she walk us out, she locked the door, she walk us to the gate, she unlocked that gate. Once we get all the way up to the gate by the dawn, she say, Bill. And then I came back over there, Dirt came walking with me. She looked at Dirt, she was like, let me talk to Bill. She already knew what was going on, like how we be doing security and stuff, but she was just like, let me holler at Bill. So Dirt walked off, he just stood at the gate, and she was telling all the inmates, she was like, y'all go on in there, go on the yard, not go on the yard. And I was like, the white boy, he cool, let him stay right there. She was like, all right, you know how it goes. She was like, yeah. She was like, nah, she a Crip, she a big old Crip. So she was like,
a big old Crip.
Man, that's on Crip, cuz. That bitch, that nigga that was doing all that talking about he'll spit in my face. She said, man, I got 3 cans on that head, man. I want somebody to beat the fuck out him. You ain't even got to bust him, but I want him beat up so bad. I want him up bad. He ain't even got to go to the hole. He ain't got to go on the door. I just want his ass beat up real bad. She said, and tomorrow when I come into work, I got 3 cans. I got 3 cans on him tomorrow. That's on Crip. That's on neighborhood Crip.
Whoa.
And damn, I was just sitting back like, damn, boy, 3 cans of sure come in handy right now. You know what I'm saying? Because shit. I mean, I had a little motion going on, but you know, that shit be ups and downs, bro. When you doing stuff you ain't got no business doing, it's ups and downs. Then, I done took L's. So it's just like, shit, them 3 cans, I could sell a can easy for $1,500 right now. She ain't even asking for you to put nothing on it to bring it in, because, that don't cost $38, $40 on the street. So she basically like, I'll pay it, you know what I'm saying? So ultimately, it's sad how prison work and how valuable stuff is on the inside, because she's basically coming out of pocket $120 and can get somebody's head bust. You know what I'm saying? But the value of a can in prison on the breakdown side is over $3,000. But selling it whole between $1,000 and $1,500. You know what I'm saying? So she was like, what's up? What you gonna do, Bill? She was like, shit, let me know. If not, I need to holler at somebody else. She said, but I got 3 cans, man. I want somebody to beat the fuck out that boy. I'm talking about beat his ass up bad. Beat the out him, and I want to see him. I'm gonna purposely come to this dawn just to see him beat the shit out of him. And I looked at Dirt. He was looking at me. I looked back up at her. And shit, like I say, boy,
we're gonna keep it going. We're gonna keep it going, Chad. I'll tell you, I'm tired.
So me and Dirt get in the chute. We go to walking up the chute. He said, what the fuck she want, G? I was like, man, you already know how many be coming, bro. You already know what type of time she be on. So he just looked at me. He didn't say nothing because he already know what be going on. So we went in the dorm, went back to the room. I rolled up a fat Chris Brown CD. I sat there on the bed. I was just smoking it. I was just thinking. Before I know it, I'm smoking and smoking. I heard Joe Dirt say, "God damn, folks, you ain't gonna pass the motherfucker." So I'm like, man, Dirt, watch out, bro. They on my box. Roll your own damn Chris Brown CD. I'm thinking about something. I'm trying to figure something out. So he go roll him up a Chris Brown CD. Then he was like, she must want to get a motherfucker hit. He already knew what she do. Like, everybody that's in the mix, that's been at this prison, everybody already know that's what Miss B do. You know what I'm saying? So I said, hell yeah, bro. She talking about BJ. But I had already told Dirt that's my cousin, you know what I'm saying? So he just looked at me like, damn. I said, yeah, but she saying she just want his ass beat up bad. Like, she just want him to look beat up for real. Like, she don't, you know what I'm saying? She don't really want him, you know, she don't need him bust or she don't even need him put on the dough. She just wanted to get his ass towed up and she wanted to see him toe up and goddamn, yeah, you know what I'm saying? So he was like, damn, folks. So I was like, hell yeah, boy, we got to try to figure something out. He was like, what's she talking about dropping? I said, 3 cans. He was like, shit, we need to be whooping off in his ass right now. So I was like, nah, bro, I can't, you feel me? I can't do it like that. I got to try to figure out a way to finesse it. But I got to try to figure out a way to finesse it without, you know what I'm saying, BJ goddamn. Cause I mean, I know I'm not finna do that. I know this for a fact. I'm not finna go beat on this man or have none of my guys beat on this man. I know I got to try to figure out a way to finesse the situation because, I mean, I ain't even going to say that because that mind I had then, I'm not even going to say if that wasn't my cousin, I wouldn't have did it to the regular Joe Blow because I probably would have, just being honest. But, you know, I just can't do that, bro. So I told Dirt to step out the room and go tell BJ to come here. I rolled me up another fat Chris Brown CD, so BJ came in the room. He like, what's up, cuz? I was like, hey, listen. Bro, you know that lady that you was arguing with? He talking about me be fat, stinking, sloppy, nasty, Down syndrome, lip having. I said, yeah, but listen, bro, you know that lady is extremely powerful, bro. He was like, man, that bitch ain't talking about, man, bitch be talking about she a crip, man, fat. You don't even weigh enough to be no crip. And I'm sitting back thinking, nigga, is it a weight requirement to be a crip? So I'm like, bro, listen. He sat down on the toilet. I passed him the Chris Brown CD. I went and rolled up another one because I'm trying to figure out a way to say this. I say, listen, you know that lady, and it's between me and you, bro. I would really appreciate it if you don't repeat this to nobody. I said, but, bro, you know that lady, you know what she do? She put hits on people, bro. Like, and I mean, she do it through people that she know is either real certified shooters or people with a lot of influence that she know for a fact they can make it happen. You know what I'm saying? So he was like, yeah, I feel it. I probably just leave that bitch alone. Stop fucking with that bitch. Because it come fucking with me, but I'm going to act a fool. And, you know, dog, them. I said, bro, are you a blood? He said, hell nah, but I just with them real strong, like super strong way. So I was like, damn, I'm like, okay. But I don't know. I just couldn't get it out right then. So I just kick it like that's the only thing I wanted to eventually leave out the room.
Damn.
And bro, I lay down in my bed and I'm just sitting there for hours thinking about it. You know what I'm saying?
The nigga said,
and
I
then Joe
took
Dirt
it.
eventually came back in the room and I asked Dirt, I said, bro, let me ask you this. He was like, what's up? I was like, what do you think about if I get BJ to purposely let a nigga get on his ass, but we just make it look like something else. And then I break him off a crazy number when I get the shit in. You know what I'm saying? So Joe Dirt was like, that might be a good idea, folks, but what if he ain't with it? And what if he run back and talk shit to her and now your whole hand is exposed, folks? And I'm like, yeah, I know, but, you know, I don't want it to be like that, but I might just, you know what I'm saying? So he was asking me, like, did you just talk to him? I was like, yeah, but I ain't want to just expose it to him like that, you know what I'm saying? So he was like, shit, So I told him to tell this blood dude to come here. One of the blood dudes that really rock with BJ, that, you know, been rocking with him longer than I even knew he was my cousin or whatever the case. But he cool, he silly as hell, you know what I'm saying? So when he came in the room, I said, hey, let me ask you a question. He was like, what's up? I said, if I had a situation going on where, you know, somebody wanted the dog shit beat out of you, and it was a finesse though. I had to do it, but I really don't want no smoke with you or whatever. But I gotta make it look good for somebody. I said, would you let me and some of my guys beat the dog shit out of you for a can? He said, for a can of Chris Brown? I said, yeah. He said, nigga, hell yeah, fuck you talking about? You tripping, boy, get this out. This the bad eye anyway. Go on, beat my ass. So I was like, okay, I feel it. And I was like, well, listen, bro, this the reason I asked you that. I said, you know BJ, my cousin. He like, yeah. I was like, well, even though that's my cousin, I know you and him got a much stronger relationship than me and him do anyway. So this is my question. He like, what's up? I said, basically, somebody want BJ ass beat real good, right? And they willing to give me 2 cans to do it. I just said 2 because it ain't really none of your business. It don't really matter, all of that. I say, so I'm willing, if BJ, you feel me, let a couple of us get on his ass, but we're going to have to bust him up. We're going to have to whoop his ass for real. I'm willing to pay a whole can for that. He said, man, you trip. Hey, hold on. Let me get him in here. Hold on. So he went to the door. Say, BJ. Say, BJ. So BJ came in the room. He like, what's up? Looked at me. He like, what's going on? I say, look, bro. Goddamn, somebody really want me to get on your ass. Like, they want you fucked up, beat up for real. He was like, shit, what's up with the shit? Who? I say, listen. But they paying me to do it. So I'm willing to give you a whole can of Chris Brown if you let a nigga get on your ass and we just gotta make it look good, you know what I'm saying? So he was like, can of Chris Brown, man, hell no, I don't know about that. So the blood nigga was like, man, dog, you tripping, bro. He said, nigga, you know how dry that pound is right now? He said, nigga, a can of Chris Brown, we break that bitch down, sell number 50s. He said, nigga, that's $3,400 easy, nigga, just to take an ass whooping. He said, come on, bro. Come on, bro. So BJ was like, shit, I don't know about that, bro. He like, shit, how many folks in here gonna be on my ass? I say, shit, at least 2, but maybe 3. I say, cause nigga gonna have to be hitting you for real now. Nigga gonna have to bust you up now. Nigga gonna have to, I say, how about this? How about me, Dirt, and bro right here, your homeboy? I say, but this the thing. Nigga gonna have to get on your ass for real now. You know what I'm saying? So the blood dude that was right there, he was like, shit, dog, just give me 2 packs. Just give me 2 packs. You know, it's hard love, nigga, but shit, we just doing it about some money, bro. You feel me? Woo. So BJ was like, shit, all right, bro, let's do it. When we got to do it or whatever. So I was like,
right now,
probably sometime tomorrow for sure. We'll do it sometime tomorrow. And I was like, you know, it's all love, my nigga. I'm paying you, you know what I'm saying? He was like, yeah, for sure. He was like, shit, all right, bro, fuck it. And then they got ready to walk out. He gonna say, hey, let me get a scoop right now, though. I got down, throw you a scoop back when I get my can. So I'm like, all right. So now it's official. I done figured out a way we finna finesse. I done figured out a way we finna finesse these things.
That's
so I called
crazy
him back in there. I'm like, hold on, come here. So he came back in there. I said, now listen, the person that's putting this on you, Miss B is they mule. I just cap them down like it's not her directly. I'm making it look like it's another inmate. I'm like, Miss B is this person mule. So the point of them doing this is because the way you cussed out Miss B. I said, but I'm not exposing who it is. It don't matter. I say, but listen, bro. After we do this, you're going to have to mandatory leave that lady alone. You got to make it look like you humbled yourself down, because then, you know, it'll be a forced situation, because if they'd have hollered at somebody else, you know, they not going to come to you like this, like, let's put something together and do this. Nigga, they going to get somebody to get on your ass for real, probably even pull you out with the candy bar. So that's what I meant when I was telling you that lady's so powerful, bro. You have to leave her alone. So he was like, I bet. So they left out again. The next day came around. I had already told Joe Dirt what the move is. I go
Damn, they
out there
beat
early
this
in the
nigga
morning
ass.
brushing my teeth and stuff like that. And I see Miss B. I see all the officers coming in on their shift, but I see Miss B. Purposely stop at the gate, and I guess the other officer went out there and unlocked the gate for her. So when Miss B came up, as she was walking up to the chute, I had stepped out there on the salad pole, and I heard her tell the other officer, "Hey, can you walk down there and unlock that gate for them over there? I ain't got my keys yet." So she was like, "Okay, no problem." So Miss B came in. She was like, "Y'all did that?" I was like, "Nah, I was waiting till you get here. We about to go handle it right now, though." And she was like, "All right, hold on. Hurry up, get this shit." So she went in the booth, went in the bathroom. She popped the door to the thing. She came out. When the door popped, a few people stepped out their room, like in the morning, you know. So BJ come walking out his room. He come walking over here to the shower on the top range, like looking around. Miss B looking right at him. So soon I grab it, put it all in my pants. I go back to the room. I tell Dirt, I'm like, "Come on." So I throw the Chris Brown up under the pillow. The other blood dude was already on point. He was one of the people who came out the room. So when he see me and Dirt walking out the room, he came shooting up the steps. All three of us go hit the top range and go walking down there. And that shit just so sad, bro. And Miss B is inside the dorm, standing right there by the steps, but she looking back, you know, to make sure the other officers ain't came up there or whatever. So when we get up here to the door by BJ, though, I'm like, "Say, BJ, come here, holler at me real quick, bro." So he was like, "Shit, what going on?" I say, "Man, holler at me, bro. Come holler at me, nigga." So I look down at Miss B, she smiling. So he get right here, I push his door open. Man, soon BJ got in arm's reach. I hit his ass. He went stumbling in the room. We all fell off in the room behind him, got on his ass. We whooped his ass pretty good. I made sure I was purposely doing stuff like pulling his shirt while we was in there hitting him, just to, you know, like make it look like he got beat up. And then once I saw his eye swelling up pretty good, his lips was busted open, his nose was bleeding, I got there and told him, I said, "Hurry up, go out there, say, 'I'm sorry, Miss B, whatever the case." So I went out before him. I said, "Fuck, nigga, apologize right now, nigga." And then nigga BJ came out the room. He said, "I'm sorry, Miss B. I'm sorry, I'll never disrespect you again, Miss B." And she was like, and then she walked out the dorm. And she walked out the dorm. And then I'm like, "Clean your shit up. Come on down here to the room." So I went down there. Me and Dirt went down there. And we get back in the room. Dirt talking about, "That some bitch has a hard ass face, folks. My fucking hand hurts." I'm like, "Man, shut up, Dirt." So I bust the package open. She had it separated. She had it compressed. She know what to do. She's a veteran. And it was 3 cans of tobacco, bro. And then BJ and the other blood dude walked in the room. Man, so many people came out when they heard all that. You know what I'm saying? They came in the room, and I gave him a whole can. And he stuck it in his pants. He like, "Appreciate that." He smiling. His shit busted up, all kind of shit. And he walked out the room and went on about his business. And they was happy as hell that day, boy. I'm talking about BJ was happy as hell. Dirt was happy. I think I gave Dirt like 6 packs of Chris Brown. That's like that's a half a can. He could make some good money off that if he want to. And then I sold one of the cans for, I think, $1,300. I wanted 15, but dude said we had $1,300. I sold one of the cans for $1,300. And then I kept the other 6 packs. I took 1 pack and I was just smoking out of that. And then with the other 5 packs, I was just selling it 25 here, 30 here, 50 here, like that. And that's how we finessed Miss B, you know what I'm saying, into getting on his ass. But at the end of the day, bro, the only reason that happened like that, like I said, because I know that was my cousin, and she just so happened to come to me first. She could have went to somebody that don't do no fighting. She could have went to a real shooter that don't know how to do nothing but pop that candy bar. So prison is a very dangerous place, bro. And then some people get into it with
listen up, chat.
on purpose, like if they trying to pull a PC stunt, so they'll cuss the officer out, even take it as far as maybe trying to swing on an officer, just because they know they're gonna remove you and put you in a lockdown unit, which can ultimately be safer than a regular unit. But then you got to think, what if you run across a person like Miss B that's not gonna do all that? She's just gonna pull up on one of the inmates, and she's gang affiliated. Now, what if she would have pulled up on the Crips and told the Crips to bust him or to beat the dog shit out of him? Number one, he fuck with the blood strong. Plus, that's my real cousin. So if the Crips would have pulled up, you know, trying to do something to him, it's a possibility that, you know, my guys could have got involved, the Bloods could have got involved, somebody could have ended up losing their life. But guess what? All of that could have been avoided if none of us would have ever been in prison. So that's the best advice I can give y'all, bro. Stay out of the prison. Just do the right thing. It's not that hard. It's your boy Bill. What up, though, y'all? It's your boy Bill.
We gonna keep
Make
it
sure you
going.
hit that subscribe button. If you're new here,
I think I'm
you
gonna play
don't
the
really
game
know what I be
tomorrow.
having going on. I tell stories about the prison, about how bad it is, how dangerous it can get, and just about the street life in general, with hopes of motivating somebody to make better decisions, to change their mind about committing crime and just live a good lifestyle. Whatever it is you want to accomplish or achieve in life, you can do it the legit way. You don't have to break the law and end up going to prison, because you could go to prison and never make it out. Do the right thing. I've been telling y'all for 2 years, stay out the streets, that's weak. Oh, you gang, make a mistake, them gon' whoop your feet. Sound too goofy to me. When I'm tired, you gotta leave, nobody around when I catch Z's. I had a dream, the person I love the most killed me in my sleep. Yeah. If you have not received a copy of my book, go ahead and snatch you one off the website, billfzy.org. I did it so you don't have to. The Bill Feasy story. This is my mugshot going in at the age of 19. This is me coming out at 28. And it basically just shows how I went from working at a nursing home to spending the next 9 years of my life in some of Georgia's most dangerous prisons. So we posted up on the top range in the county jail, in the Cobb County Jail. You know, I'm always on the top range of killing. You got me, my partner G Money, you got old school, well, OG. And some old people they be trying to ride the wave. They think the cool people hang out on the top range. But that's just something I've been doing forever, bro. As long as I, you know, ever been incarcerated, I always hang out on the top range. I don't really like the bottom range. I like to absorb the entire dorm. So a new dude come in, old school dude, man. He look like he's probably mid-50s. He is very, 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 very heavy set. And it's like he walking with a, like, you know, instead of walking like this, you know, you could just walk. He's walking like one step. Don't move that feet. Plant this feet. One step. Plant this feet. Plant that feet. Like he's walking real slow. Like he gotta, like it's taking a lot of energy, you know, to move one side, because he got, you know,
I do got
he got a lot of weight hanging from each side.
We got some interview in the morning, so I'm about to peace up out of here. Chitty chat, I'll holler at y'all, man. I forgot I had an interview in the morning, but tomorrow it's up. Actually, yeah, during the day it's up. We gonna get on during the day, because I'm off tomorrow, but I got an interview. So after that interview, it's